Hey, what is up there guys, this is Cobb, and welcome to a quick video chatting about class homogenization in World of Warcraft. Feels like we've been talking about this since forever, but you know what, man? Sophie actually shared with me a tweet from Snuts, which hopefully we're going to splash up on the screen just about now. That's talking about this, right? That's raising this concern, that's raising this issue, and it's kind of indicate when you got, you know, a big member of the community, a well-respected member of the community posting up about this and talking about a kind of problem that you sort of worry, like, is it just me? Do I just feel like I'm being trained 24/7 whenever I queue things like Solo Shuffle or whatever on my lock? Yeah, it's not. Apparently it's happening all over the place, and, you know, if you're the caster, you're effectively a tank. So just kind of rattling off Snus' tweet real quick. It says, been really enjoying Dragonflight. Me too. But classes are really starting to feel a bit homogenized. Feeling like melee classes have become impossible to kite, and some casters are just straight up tanks soaking up damage. Definitely feels like that as Warlock. Don't even know where I would start to fix this issue. So, yeah, particularly as a Warlock, I started to realize, sort of funny, man. It was just like last week I was thinking about this. When I'm queuing up solo shuffles on my lock, while the footage that's playing right now, I'm queuing up some CC and blah blah blah, and that's all well and good, and you can kind of do that when there's a couple of casters in the lobby and you actually get to play the game a little bit more. Most of the time when I'm queuing solo shuffles as a Warlock, though, I am just thinking to myself, all I have to do is live for a couple of minutes and cleave a bit of damage, right? And try to follow up whatever my teammate's doing. But as long as I live, as long as I focus on kiting and getting that right, you know, I'm at like 2k MMR-ish in these games, 2k 2.1. As long as I'm doing that well, then typically I'll win about 4 rounds, you know? And that's grand, you know? And it's weird because I've never really queued up Arena thinking to myself, yeah, I'm basically a tank before. But I think that Snuts nails it on the head. It's exactly what it feels like. It's exactly what it feels like. You know you're going to be trained all day, every day in these games. And I think that in these rounds that are playing on screen right now, I don't get trained in one round. And somebody eventually leaves. I think it was the Ellie Shaman. He was just losing too many rounds. So apparently the meta in solo shuffles is make sure that everybody wins at least 1 round, boys. If not, some son of a bitch is going to leave and fucking ruin your game, you know? Fucking bastards, man. Anyway, yeah, he goes down like a sack of shit here again, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, the issue is real. I feel like a tank when I'm queuing up for these solo shuffles. So how do you go ahead and fix this? Well, funnily enough, to kind of, look at this fucking Deacon gripping my ass back, dude. Oh my god, that's so sad. Anyways, Azael actually went ahead and replied and shares my thoughts, shares my opinions, dude. I've spoken about this quite a bit, and he says 2 issues are linked, in my opinion. This is talking about casters and melees, I believe. They increase melee mobility, so now casters have to be tanks since they can't avoid the damage. Yes! Like, I don't even need to read the rest of the West of Azael's response to this. I think that he absolutely fucking nails it. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. And what a lot of people don't realize is that, at least for Warlocks, and a lot of other classes, this started back in Pandaria, dude. And it's like, almost frowned upon to speak ill of Pandaria. We PvPers, no, you don't speak ill about Pandaria, man. It was the greatest PvP expansion. And you know what it was? It was because the problem wasn't that trodden out at that point. Things hadn't gotten quite as far as they've gotten today. But yeah, I remember when Warlocks got, it wasn't called Dark Pact back then, the Warlock barrier. It was called Sacrificial Pact. So we got that. And then we got a shield wall with Unending Resolve. And we could like Ember Tap heal and shit like that, and I was like, oh my god, like I have so many tools to live. Like, what the fuck is this, you know? Like I'm used to just having a health stone and soul link, you know? That's the way it's always been. And now I've got all these extra buttons I can survive with and blah blah blah, you know? Craziness, right? Yeah, well, it turns out that Pandaria was also one of the first expansions where, you know, melee's got a few more gap closes. They got many more fuck, I can't speak. Many more ways to kind of stick and sit on their target no matter what, right? And so you needed these defensives, and that's what it's all about, right? So I can only imagine that it went a little bit something like this. Melees, way back in the day, were, you might even argue, rightfully upset that casters were able to kite them so well. Look at me trying to keep this game all civil. Oh yeah, he was getting cross-CC'd, man. He got a bit unlucky, you know, he got a bit unlucky. I'm trying to keep the morale up in the team, and he's just like, you fucking idiot. I'm like, oh. I'm like, I know somebody's about to leave this shuffle, you know what I mean? So we'll have to skip over to some different B-roll. But I can only imagine that melees back in the day were kind of complaining about, man, I can never get any uptime on, you know, frost mages and whatever. I feel like they're kiting the fuck out of me. I feel like Amplify Curse and Curse of Exhaustion on warlocks, combined with their Demonic Circle, which we got in Wrath, I find it really hard to connect on warlocks. This fucking sucks. Blizzard, can we please have just 1 or 2 more gap closes, right? And so that should happen, and the Blizzard, oh fuck, melees are going to have a lot more uptime on casters now. I know, let's give casters more. I play this round really, really badly, by the way. Can I just mention, I'm sorry for this. I think the gameplay has been decent at this point, but this round is, we're so lucky to, well, just God, it's a shitfest. So casters start getting more tanking abilities, and then melees get more mobility abilities because suddenly casters are too tanky, and then casters get more tanking abilities, and now you're at a point where warlocks are just fucking tanks. And it's also at the point where I built my entire destro lock spec basically about trying to get off instant cast damage, you know, about getting off those conflags and making Shadowburn and conflag as powerful as possible, because I know I'm going to be sat on all game, and I cannot get, I get like 1 second where I'm able to, you know, get some distance on a melee. And it sucks. So what are the solutions to this, dude? What are the solutions to this? Oh god, this game, it just goes from bad to worse, man. It's just such a shitfest, but if I scroll on down to another tweet a little bit lower on down, we've got a tweet here from Mr. Stealth Mode. Unfixable, he says, unless they have the balls, they being Blizzard, to take a huge step backwards, which they have proven for many years that they don't. So, oh god, that's a little bit cynical, isn't it? But you know what? He might actually be right. I was really hoping in Dragonflight that they would address a little bit of this. Oh, we putting the Warcraft back in WoW, or the WoW back in Warcraft, or whatever the hell they said, right? We're gonna take things back. We're gonna make the game feel a little bit more old school. I was like, ooh. So are they gonna reduce the amount of uptime that melees have? Are they gonna reduce the amount of crazy self heals that are in the game? Look at that, man. Shaman dies. Was it him who left? I don't know who it was who left, man. It just says a player abandoned the match. That's all it says. Can you believe that shit? Who did it? Who? His character should be erased. Anyway. Shit, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I thought that in this expansion they'd prune a lot of that stuff and make the PvP, and not just the PvP, but the combat in general, feel a little bit more old school. They overhauled a lot of stuff with the new talent trees, and they didn't do it. So what we're talking about now is removing a bunch of gap closes from melees. Say, remove 1 key gap closer from every melee. You know, make warriors have 1 less charge. Give monks 1 less roll. Maybe monks and demon hunters are actually fine, by the way, to leave their mobility as it is. Monk, demon hunter, it's kind of in the class fantasy for them to be extremely mobile. I'd be totally fucking cool with that, you know. Red paladins, let's not remove anything from them, the poor bastards. They need all the help they can get, you know what I mean? But yeah, just tone things down generally for melees, and then make caster squishier. Make caster squishier, man. I'd be totally fine with that, okay? Nerf how powerful, you know, Dark Pact is. Maybe just remove Unending Resolve completely from Warlocks, so we don't have a shield wall. Make it so that, like, priests and mages aren't just healing when they pop that oh shit button. Maybe that's something we could do, you know? Make it so that uptime feels more meaningful as a melee, rather than just, you have 98% uptime and you're just constantly chonking and trying to power your way through a massive amount of defensive cooldowns that casters have, you know? Make casters squishy again! Make us rely on kiting again! I was thinking about this too. Why is it that Wrath of the Lich King has way less buttons for you to push, but everything feels so fucking impactful, you know? You have like a daze effect on your conflagrate as Destro, so you slow their movement speed by 60% or whatever after conflagrating for a few seconds. That feels incredible! Like, that feels so powerful. And then you compare that to Amplify Curse of Exhaustion on retail, a 70% movement slow. You don't even notice it's active. You don't even notice it's active! Okay? We just need to make abilities feel more kind of potent again, man. That's all it is. That's all it is, you know? And I think you do that by actually just toning things down. Now, will Blizzard actually do that? Well, they are removing... Is it lock and load that hunters are removing? Or is it double tap? I don't know, it's something like that, right? They're actually straight to removing one of Maximin's, like, core best cooldown abilities, right? So Blizzard is showing that they're able to actually be bold with these decisions. It's a controversial decision. I don't even know if I agree with it, particularly. But there it is, they're doing it. And I just wonder, like, while it might not seem like a big deal, oh yeah, Maximin Hunters are losing one ability, what's the problem, what's the big deal, you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, if you're a Maximin Hunter, you probably have a very different opinion on that, okay? You probably think it is a big fucking deal. And I just wonder, is it really so inconceivable that they wouldn't be able to do that for multiple classes and specs and really gut things and get things feeling a bit more classic again, get casters feeling squishy again, and get melees feeling dangerous again, really, you know? Because when you're squishier as a caster, yeah, the melee might only get like 5 seconds of uptime on you before you can get out of dodge for like 3 or 4 seconds. But those 5 seconds are fucking terrifying, okay? Where you don't have your when you don't have a billion defensives to answer it. So, what do you guys think? How would you solve the problem of class homogenization in WoW? How would you make the PvP in particular feel more engaging? Again, let us know down below. I'd be interested to see if there's any other ideas that people got. I think that Azale's idea is spot on. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I shall catch all of you guys just a tad bit later.